What is parkour? Parkour is an athletic discipline whereby the tracers attempt to get from point A to point B in the most efficient way possible, often incorporating aspects of artistic gymnastics. But there's more to the sport than meets the eye, and in the words of parkour's founder David Bell, parkour is firstly about the useful side to teach people how to trust themselves to learn to be careful. The philosophy is always to advance, never to stop. If sometime you have problems, like in life, if you have an obstacle, you must always continue forward. To learn more about the psychology behind parkour, we're here at APES to speak with Dim, a parkour enthusiast.
So Dim, tell us about yourself.
I'm Dim, I'm 24 years old, and I'm a professional parkour freerunning athlete.
Awesome. How long have you been training for?
I've been training for around 10 years now, just over 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you train daily or how often do you train?
I train every day of the week, but usually throughout the week I have 2 rest days. So it's important to have those rest and recovery days.
What does a rest day look like for you?
Okay, so a rest day is usually good food, study, good sleep, and some form of stretching or self-care.
Okay. Awesome. How do you mentally prepare for challenges?
Okay, so depending on what the challenge is, usually you would prep the equipment. So if from one obstacle to the second obstacle, you're going to make sure both those aspects are safe. From there, you also want to make sure your shoes are clean and that there's no dust on the ground. And usually you'll get like sweaty hands, sweaty palms. You want to make sure that's dry. So if you're jumping to a wall or jumping to a rail or something like that, you want to make sure that is safe because it can be quite sketchy at times. So you still want good technique so you can land safe. So these preps are going to help you land safely.
How did you first get into parkour?
Okay, so being half Australian, half Filipino, and coming from a background of poverty, I found that sport was like the best way in order to escape poverty, to learn skills, grind, and have a good work ethic in order to pull myself out of poverty so I can have those basic foundations.
What is it like to be part of the parkour community?
Parkour community is like a giant family. Like it's legit like a giant family. From having a gym you can go to and having all your friends and family vibe there. From going exploring different cities, and there's like 1 or 2 free runners in each city, so there's always something new to learn. Understanding architecture and seeing different kind of spots, like cool locations and how is it built, how is it all designed, and seeing how that flows, and then having a cool creative way how to interact with that. The community is so diverse, many different cultures coming together, that there's always something new to learn.
Parkour is a relatively dangerous sport. Have you ever had any major injuries?
That's a good question. I've had 3 surgeries, so 2 minor ones and 1 major one. And from there I had some stitching in the shin.
How would you say you remain resilient in face of failure?
Okay, so that's very interesting. So rather than looking at an aspect of failure, it's more of a progression or a process to it. So just because you haven't achieved it right in that instant doesn't mean that you're not capable of it. You've got to put the time, the effort, the mental prep, and the physical prep in order to do that. And it's not just an instant, but that's just a process. So figuring out what you need to readjust, what you need to do as you're going is definitely going to help you in the process to achieve that. So it's figuring out what the elements is and what's the linkages in between to be able to achieve that.
Yeah, so failure is just a part of the process.
Yeah, so it's not so much failure, it's more like a learning process.
Exactly, yeah, love that. How would you say parkour has helped you build mental strength?
Okay, so parkour has helped me build mental strength through various different sources. For example, managing fear and anxiety. That's a major component in parkour and freerunning. So be able to maintain calm while doing high risk or even non-high risk activity, and having a sense of stability while doing that definitely helps calm down to a level where you can do things competently.
Yeah. Have you found that parkour has helped you in aspects outside of parkour in your daily life at all?
Parkour definitely has helped me in the everyday life, from confidence to navigating and getting from where you need to go, from learning to navigate to just genuine to go out to either a public park or a cool environment just to enjoy yourself. It helps build the confidence up in the overall process to be able to enjoy those things.
Okay. In the words of parkour's founder David Bell, the philosophy is to advance, never to stop. Like in life, if we have an obstacle, we must continue pushing forward. Thanks to Dim's insight into the parkour world, we can understand that it's not a sport about physical feats and athleticism alone. It's about overcoming mental barriers and anxieties.